Hi there guys, thank you for visiting Tips 1. Today I'm going to speak about interviewing techniques for the American visa. Things you should say and things you shouldn't say. Now, let's say for example I'm from Russia, which is quite easy to get the American visa. If I'm from one of the major cities, I have a job and I have a little bit of a travel history, like one Schengen visa in the last 3-4 years, then it's quite easy. If I'm from somewhere like Dagestan, Chechnya, then you're going to need a lot more supporting documents. You're going to need a good profession like a doctor, or you know, some kind of good profession where you're going to return. You're going to have to supply 6 months bank statements, salary paid into the bank statements to assure that you get the visa. That is if you're not from one of the major cities. If you're from a major city, then they just require the employment letter, bank letter, and evidence of where you stay. Now, unlike the British visa, a lot of people don't like to mention if they've got a boyfriend or girlfriend in America, and I agree with that. For British visa, you mention it, you just show the relationship, you show how you've met, when you met, and you evidence that. But for the American visa, I see a lot of refusals unless they live together in Russia. So in other words, if you're an American citizen with a Russian boyfriend or girlfriend and you're both living and working in Russia, then it's a lot easier. I'm not saying don't mention the relationship, but I can understand why people don't mention relationships. They do hold it against you. Now, regarding when you're traveling and they ask you the question at the interview, where are you going to? You know, try to organize your trips to somewhere like Orlando, Florida, Miami, New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, popular tourist destinations. If you pick somewhere like Alabama, America, it's going to raise suspicions. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. Why are you going to this city? So I would be careful, or I would pay attention to what you declare on your application form. Other issues could be if you're traveling alone. You know, it's always better to travel with a friend, put them on the application form. You know, if you're a single girl traveling to America, it could raise additional questions or suspicions. So it's better put on the application you're traveling with your girlfriend or whatever. Hopefully she'll already have, or he will already have the visa, but put down you're traveling with a friend. Other questions you might be asked at the interview is about your family ties in Russia. You know, are you married? Do you have a relationship here? They might ask you about your employment, things like that. You should also be aware that there is long delays if you're working in, say, pharmaceuticals, if you're working in IT sectors. They might delay your application. So if you're in these industry sectors, prepare a CV, all your employment history, where you work, the dates, the times, because they are going to request it. But again, it depends which industry sector you are. So these are just a few basic tips regarding the American visa. It is green for Russia. Everybody's getting the visa. So, you know, don't be overly concerned. But just to recap, good employment, some travel history, preferably Schengen zone, hotel reservations, and you know, if you've got family ties, show the birth certificates of your children, of your husband, include all that information. Thank you for visiting Tips One. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe.